this match is going to be a great match. A great co-main event here tonight between these two men, as this is going to be a hard-hitting match, I can already tell you. Now, oh my gosh, already going for a headbutt from Ken Washington. These two men are already going to battle here with hard-hitting strikes back and forth. Now Ken Washington tossing David Carter into, oh my gosh, what is Washington? Oh my gosh, a big super kick. David Carter's head was trapped in between the turnbuckle, and now only a 2 count for Ken Washington here. Now Washington picking up David Carter. What does Ken Washington have to do to defeat David Carter here tonight for an opportunity at the United States Championship? And now locking in a submission hold onto David Carter is Ken Washington. Now Washington, he's still very upset. He's still very angry at what happened last week. Even though Brian did pick up the victory fair and square, but Ken Washington, I think, is just tired of Brian being in PSW with him, as these two men who have a history, and he's trying to take out the frustration here on David Carter with an elbow to the face, and you can see the anger in the eyes of Ken Washington as he hit that elbow. Wait a minute. What is Washington calling for here? What is he doing? Dive to the outside. Now, I do not remember back in the days of PSW 4 years ago, I do not remember that being a part of Ken Washington's moveset. So I think Washington, during this time away, he has revamped himself. He has came back. He has re-evaluated his moveset. And he is not playing around this time in PSW. He is very angry again with the elbow to the side of the head of David Carter, as David Carter is not going to be an easy man to beat. Just as I was saying, the imagery background of David Carter coming into play there, as he was able to reverse probably a pummeled strike from Ken Washington. But again, Ken Washington fighting back. This time he was able to get the strikes onto David Carter. Ken Washington's frustration is really showing in this match here tonight, as Ken Washington knows what this match could mean for him. He knows he did suffer a loss last week and how that could affect him. And now, oh my gosh, just sending the big man across the ring. Now Ken Washington is not a small man himself. 1, 2, and no, David Carter able to kick out. Now Ken Washington is not a small man himself, but he is more athletic, I would say, than David Carter. And now what is he going to do here? Oh my gosh, forearm to the side of the face. And again, what is he? Oh my gosh, another one from Ken Washington. Washington is not happy whatsoever after last week. Oh my gosh, this moveset from Ken Washington is so surprising. He was not like this a few years ago, and he's really, oh my gosh, clothesline. This could be it. This could actually be it. 1, 2, and no. The strength and the will from David Carter trying to stay in this match is really showing, as Ken Washington going for a reverse power slam from Ken Washington. And now Superman punch out of nowhere from David Carter, as David Carter is fired up. David Carter is like, no, 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 I am not going to lose here tonight. And now, what is David Carter going for here? Big strike to the side of the face, going up top. Wait a minute. No way. He is not. Powerbomb from the top rope. That is his finisher, but from the top, will Ken Washington be able to kick out? I think this is it. 1, 2, and no. Ken Washington fighting tooth and nail to stay in this match, as David Carter is just pulling on that arm, trying to dislocate that shoulder. Is David Carter again going for it, just pulling and tugging on that arm, doing what he can to try to weaken up the arm of Ken Washington. And now fisherman suplex onto Ken Washington from David Carter. David Carter is a monster. He has an MMA background, and I think that's why he's trying to weaken up the shoulder of Ken Washington. After the strikes from Ken Washington, David Carter is looking to return strikes of his own onto Ken Washington. And now David Carter going to the top. What is he going to go for here? Oh my gosh, a big knee to the side of the head. Will that be enough for the victory though? 1, 2, and no. Ken Washington fighting, scratching and clawing. Both of these men trying to fight back. Finishers after finishers going back and forth are these two men. Again, weakening up that shoulder, just targeting that shoulder is David Carter, because he knows if he can weaken up that shoulder of Ken Washington, it will weaken up the pummeled strikes from him. And again, pulling on that arm, trying to dislocate that shoulder, trying to cause more pain and agony to Ken Washington as David Carter. And now, will it another powerbomb, pop-up powerbomb this time? Will it be enough? Ken Washington, 1, 2, and no. Ken Washington just fighting to stay in this match as David Carter just is trying to do everything he can. But Ken Washington just showing why he is the veteran here in Power Sport Wrestling, and why he is here where he is, and why he is a legend here in PSW, because he is not going to give up again with the elbow strike from Ken Washington onto David Carter. Now Carter trying to roll out of the ring, trying to create some separation, because he is probably reeling, he is probably feeling dizzy. And now, big knee to the side of the head. Ken Washington, he is showing he is here for a fight. He is here to prove himself. And now, what does Ken Washington have to do to possibly pick up the... Oh my gosh, slamming him face first into the apron is Ken Washington. And now David Carter back up on his feet, able to toss in Washington. This is a back and forth match. This is not a match I think Ken Washington was expecting to be in, as he did not know his opponent. But now, spear from David Carter. Could this be it? Could this be it? No, I thought he was going to go for the pin though, but he's calling for him to get up. Now David Carter picking up Washington, falling, powerbomb, and that has to be it. That has to be it. What heart from Ken Washington, but there's no way he can kick out of that powerbomb, as David Carter was able to pick up the victory here tonight. He will go on. David Carter will go on to the Warzone pay-per-view as he qualifies for the United States Championship match that will take place at the next pay-per-view in about 2 weeks from now.